you have a blog you want to promote your app on, and you're having a custom site probably built in NextJs, and you're probably wanting to add a CMS like Sanity or Contentful or something like that to it so you don't have to write your blogs in code. And I'm going to show you a walkthrough on how it looks when I did it. We might dig into the code a little bit. We'll see. So here's the site. I got to add a blog, probably button up here, but how I have it is I'm doing the blog stuff on /blog. So there's a footer down here. Let's click it. Index page. Okay, name of the blog. And then actually what I'm doing is I'm doing a little manual work right now that I will probably automate semi soon. But the manual work is I have the blog from the website, but I also write the blog in Substack originally. Then I copy paste it over in Markdown and do some formatting to make it work on this site if it's relevant. But the nice thing about that is I can have a form that people can subscribe to. I don't have to deal with the email stuff just yet. I don't like the formatting because Substack doesn't let you change the formatting. It's just kind of the same branding as your website. But how it would work is I would put in my email, then it would send them over to this page with the email already filled in, and then they can subscribe from there. Now, I wanted them separate because some of the newsletters I don't want to keep forever on the company or the app's blog. Anyway, these are the posts. I kept it really simple. I'm just showing the title and the date, and it's sorted by most recent. There's not even an image. There's not even an author here. Just simple. Because I don't have a lot right now. I don't have a lot of posts. But let's look at one of the posts. I think this one is cool. Again, simple. Here I have the author, but just otherwise the date and a tag. And then the post, some of it was in Markdown, some of the posts, and some of them I formatted in Sanity. The tag, you can click it, and then there's a tags page. You know how that works, but it's kind of nice. I think there's a tags index page. I actually don't know if there is. Oops. Let's check that real quick. Forget. No. Okay. Interesting. Something to add. Not urgent right now. And I think there's one other. So that's as a standalone blog post. An interesting thing I like is that for my lead magnets, I have a couple like mini apps or applets that are interactive that are hosted at not/blog. But what I did is I'm linking them together with the blog post. So I say if you want more information, you can go here. And this kind of let me create a new blog just to populate the site a little more and add some text about promoting this mini app or this lead magnet. A little hack for you, how to double dip, I guess. So that's a quick demo. Let's look at the code, bring it up locally. So it's next. I'm running dev. I just asked AI to fix something, so I'm not going to... It looks like it's working now, hopefully. But basically, when I'm writing the blog, you would go to /studio right here. And this is after I went through the whole normal setup guide with Sanity and NextJS, and they have some integrations between the two that let you do this. And this is kind of slow for some reason. I think it's just the first time it's building. And it's a little wonky because I have the header up here, but basically this is an iframe, this midsection, and then this is where I added the stuff. So, so here's the blog. Imagine I got it from Substack. That's where I originally wrote it. And then I'm copy pasting the text, or maybe I'm exporting it as Markdown, coming in here, creating a new page, and then let's go to this one, which we were looking at. So these fields I defined in the schema, in the code. We can look at that in a sec, but just want to show you how this workflow would look like day to day. Title, slug, date, author, cool, the actual content. And then I added some SEO stuff for the metadata, title, and description. And this image actually isn't even showing up on the site for the post, but I think if you shared it, this is here. And then the tag. Simple, right? So it's not the best UI, but it's here. I think I know you can go to Sanity's own studio website for you, where you can see, I think, the hosted copy of it once you publish it. I haven't gotten that working. I think I have some issues, but it's good to know that even if something's up, it still works once you deploy it with Vercel. Before I show you that, let me show you the schema. So for blog, nothing crazy again. These are the fields you saw: title, slug, date, author, content, metadata, OG image. There are some other schemas here. We got author and tag, right? Tag is pretty simple. Author, again, simple. I like this. It's all in one directory. You got your schema types. This is just like boilerplate. I'm not doing anything fancy at all. So if you're thinking about setting something up like this, the review is go through the NextJs stuff to get your next app up and running. You're probably already there. Go through the Sanity stuff to get that up and running. They will have some integrations to help with the NextJS config and setting up those files we were just looking at. Then you'll be creating a schema or schemas for the basics, author, blog, tag. Then you can go to /studio and then start adding your content. Okay, so then you can look at it locally. So this is the local version of everything. And hopefully it's all good. Nice. And then finally, you can just deploy how you normally would deploy your NextJS app. It's not like a separate workflow to deploy to Sanity, which I really like. So for me, I just I go through the CLI and do it. I type like Vercel deploy or prod. Yeah, prod. And I won't do it now, but that's how you got what I showed you at the beginning where it actually worked. I'm having some issues on this PR, I think related to environment variables in the repo or my setup. It's probably a me problem. So yeah, some other gotchas are environment variables styling. So you can have the content just show up on the page, but I had to do a little styling just to get the width right. Like before, the text was just like taking up the whole screen. So I made it a little more narrow. The colors for the links are important. Like there's not enough contrast here really. So I think once you set it up, you're still gonna have to play around with just some little things like this. I like to add UTM params for most of my links, but I haven't done that here. I'm not supporting embedded like YouTube videos yet, so I'm just hyperlinking everything, keeping it really, really simple. I think to step back a bit, this makes sense if SEO is really important to your app, to getting new users. It is for me since I don't have outside capital and I haven't nailed it on any social platform yet, so I can't just rely on like organic social. So I'm trying to double down more on organic search, whether it's through Google or ChatGPT or whatever. And that requires just some investment up front from an SEO perspective. I also want it to kind of feel like the app itself. So that's where the styling comes in. And I want to get a workflow going where I can just kind of day to day think about writing content, good content in a newsletter. And then I think about how to repurpose it over here. And for a whole breakdown on that, let's just pull up this. I have a, 12, 15 minute video from yesterday's live where I break this down. But just know here, there is a well thought out process for how an idea or piece of content justifies getting made into a evergreen blog post for your company site. So if we wrap this all up, you could just use Substack. In fact, I recommend you do that out the gate. I recommend you just do Substack because they will handle email. You'll get your own landing page. You'll get users and analytics and things. If you want to kind of double down and make it feel branded, you can do something like this. Like it's not on my root domain. I'm doing newsletter.compasscalendar.com. Then you write your content, you send it out. That's probably fine. However, if SEO is really important, we know that it has to be on your domain. This traffic is not nearly as good as this traffic /blog. So it's also easier to convert people from my site to becoming users of my app than it is to convert them from Substack, my Substack version here, because then I would just have to, it doesn't feel as like natural. And the intent of why you're even on the page is different. Like here you're trying to learn, you're just trying to read and keep it simple. You don't want to be sold to too much unless you're maybe on the about page. But when you're on this page, on the landing page, you want to sign up for an app and get more productive, right? So that's why it's separate. Given that we're keeping things separate, and given that we want to crank out a lot of blog content, it's nice to have a CMS do that for you so you don't mix your code with just your words. It doesn't have to be that complicated. And so Sanity helps you do that. After you install it and configure it, then normally day to day, you'll just go localhost, go to studio, and then add your stuff. Maybe you can even do this without even having to run it locally. I just haven't got that up and running yet. So that's a quick demo. If you want to learn other stuff about how to get a Bootstrap startup going, I'm live streaming every day until the end of the year. And if you want to help plan your day better, get more things done, especially heading into the new year, you know what to do, compasscalendar.com. Otherwise, just subscribe and I'll be here soon. It's been a short, fun one, but thanks for watching. Bye.